hey, you can find a very, very good job there, okay? Or if you're going into land range management, which is something similar to a farmer, the money is there, okay? So there are many jobs that don't require the college degree, but they require some type of technical training. Whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, or how many years it is, you found that out, didn't you? When you went, when you were interested in the field that you're in, right? What were you interested in? Diesel mechanics. Diesel mechanics, okay? In Phoenix, they have a great institution there. What's the name of it?
UTI.
UTI, okay? And, you know, when you get out of there, you can make some pretty good bucks. You can make some pretty good bucks. But for those of you who are going on to a 4-year degree, what this article is saying is that even to get a job as a waiter, they're looking at you to see if you've got a degree or not. Because that's what they've been used to. Okay, that's what they've been used to. College got something of a bad rap during the recession and the jobless recovery. Thousands of university graduates were unable to find full-time work in their target careers. And the careers that they wanted to go into, they couldn't get jobs. They took jobs as baristas, bartenders, or other part-time, low-wage workers, burdened with tuition debt that made their years in college seem like an expensive waste. And that is true. That is true. It's much like you going through high school and all you get handed is a piece of paper. It doesn't say that you graduated. All it says really is thanks for attending school. You wasted all 12 years of school. That's the way it is with some of these college graduates. Okay? But take another look. Professional hiring has plumped up. That means it's gone up. And studies continue to indicate that college provides the odds-on path to bigger paychecks. Okay? High school students, May Whipple is a believer. As a junior, she is already evaluating comparative cost and scholarship opportunities to prepare for her desired career as a psychologist. Okay? She's a junior and she's already looking, where am I going to school? How much is it going to cost me? And she's comparing different colleges, okay? Because her target job is to be a psychologist. And that requires at least 6 more years of schooling after high school, okay? College costs a lot, Whipple said, but I need more education. So the costs haven't changed my goal. And among my friends, I see more people going to college too. They now know they need college to get ahead. It's not just that college graduates continue to earn more. What's different recently, despite the recession, is that more and more employers are asking applicants to have bachelor's degrees, even for jobs that don't require such education. Think about that. They're requiring you to have a college degree, even though that job doesn't require a college education. Okay. For all sorts of jobs now, college degrees are the new rule of thumb screen for hiring, said Matt Siegelman, Chief Executive of Burning Glass Technologies, a labor analytics firm. This up-credentialing means younger people without degrees, as well as older workers, are less likely to even be considered for well-paying full-time jobs. A college degree is a new recruitment filter, logical or not. It may not make sense to you, but that's what's being required. That's what's being required. Unless you're going into specialized technical fields, such as windmills, such as being a diesel mechanic, and you can make just as much money and be just as happy as a person with a college degree. Remember, Mr. E and I are not saying that you have to go to college, okay? We're saying that you have to advance your learning, and it's not necessarily in college. If the ability to land in interviews to land the interview isn't incentive enough to go to college, studies also find that earnings gap between young adults who have bachelor's degrees and those whose education stopped in high school is wider now. The earnings is wider than what we reported to you before. Okay, it's a lot wider than for any previous generation. The grandparents, or the parents and grandparents of today's 25 to 32-year-olds were far less likely to be college graduates than today's millennials are. You are what we call a millennial, okay? You're not a baby boomer, okay? Like me, I'm a baby boomer. I don't know what they call you. What do they call it?
I've never heard it called something.
Okay, but you guys are called millennials, okay? That's a term for you, okay? But they were far more likely to earn wages that weren't too far beneath those of college graduates. How true? How true? Times have changed. The earnings gap has widened. A detailed Pew Research Center examination of median annual earnings published in 2014, that was last year, found that millennials, that's you guys, okay, or those in the 25 to 32 age group who only had high school diplomas were earning less than 2/3, that's 62% of what their college graduate peers were earning. Okay, so those who were in the 25 to 32 year category, and they had the college degrees, they were earning more, a lot more, okay, than were those who did not have their college degrees. In contrast, a typical high school only member of the baby boom generation, which is my generation, earned 3/4 or 77% of what their bachelor's degree peers earned when they were in that age group. Pew said millennials with bachelor's degrees of more had a median annual full-time earnings in 2013 of $45,500. That compared to $28,000 for millennial high school only graduates. So do the math, $45,500, okay, and then those that have $28,000, okay, that's about $17,000. It's a little over $17,000, okay, per year. Per year. Supporting a household on $45,500 a year is hard enough. We know that, okay? We know that. Many teachers, don't even make that. Some do, and some make a little bit more, but at $45,500, it is difficult on one salary to do it, okay? At $26,000 a year, quality of life takes a major hit. Can you imagine just the difference there? Figure it up in your head. Okay? That's $19,000 a year. $19,000 a year that you don't have to play with because you've limited your income as a high school graduate. Okay? A Young Invincibles analysis of U.S. Census data published in December of last year found that too many millennials are struggling in low-wage sectors. Okay? It just backs up what this is saying. Okay? The whole message of this is that we have college degree people who are just barely making it right now because they haven't studied the right subjects. Okay? They've gotten their liberal science degree, but in what? What does that qualify them to do? Okay? Whereas somebody who graduates with an electrical engineering degree or in physics, they're going to earn a heck of a lot more. Okay? They're going to have good paying jobs. Why worry about this now? It's just the fact that college is going to be the new recruitment filter for those of you who are going on to a 4-year degree. Okay? So get that 4-year degree. All right? But but get it in something that you're going to be able to use, okay? When you get a liberal arts degree or a general studies degree, you don't know what you want to do. How are you going to be able to convey to a future employer that you're talking with what it is that you want to do? Okay? That's why what you do right now in school, the clubs that you're in, the social activities outside of the campus that promote the good for the community are all important things that you've got to include in a resume. Your activities in sports are another thing that are very, very important. Okay, anything that you want to add?
No, you hit it on the head.
Okay, so listen and read. You've got to. There is a lot of good material in that Ms. Insenius has, that the counselor has. All you have to do is pick up and read it. Pick up and read it and look at the opportunities. Don't waste those opportunities. Please don't. Okay? If you took that ASVAB, and I hope you did, the military test, I hope that gave you an idea of where your interests are at. Because that's all it is. Yes, it is a Department of Defense military recruitment tool that they use exclusively for themselves, but it also shows you what areas are you doing very well in and what areas aren't you doing very well in. Who's taking it here? Okay, what did you find out about it, Mr. List? Didn't do anything for you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, what areas were you strong in? Math? Okay, science? No? But math? How about your English language arts?
There wasn't like that much of that on it.
What's that?
There wasn't like that much of English on it. Like there's like a little bit, like they touched on it.
Oh, come on, I know there is. I don't think it's changed much from what about you?
There were like 10 questions on the
Okay, but I mean, it still gives you an idea. So, where did you excel?
math and science.
Math and science. Okay, and that's what he's been taking. How about you? Anybody else take that test? Yes, sir. What about you? Where did you excel? Science. Okay, you guys are well on your way to that should open up your eyes. Hey, look, I'm more science oriented, so maybe I need to take more science courses and also math. But you've also got to learn your English language arts. Okay, you've got to learn that because you've got to be able to research and write about those things in mathematics, and also in science. Okay, reading and writing is very important. Who else took it? I know. How did you do?
Where did you get my results back? The computers, there was too many, those in the computer, so they sent me and a couple other kids out.
Really?
And when we went back in there, they told us to go back in there tomorrow, and we went back, and they said that they're not doing it tomorrow.
They're not doing the ASVAB?
Or they're not pulling up our results or something. I don't know. That's what they told us, so we just got sent back.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, that's something, you can take that anyplace else, you know that, right?
Yes.
So, I'm telling you, that's a good eye-opener of where you excel. And for those of you in science and math, congratulations. I'm happy for you. Because that tells me, that tells Mr. E, hey, you've got some mathematical and some science